guys, welcome back to my channel. Cheryl here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do this creepy zombie for Halloween. So if you like the look of it, stay tuned and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hey guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is use just like a cheap glue stick. You can pick these up for like £1, just to protect my eyebrows. Because when I'm putting the liquid latex on or whatever it is, I don't want to rip them out, so I think I'd be devastated if I lost a lot of eyebrow. So next thing I'm going to do is just use this liquid latex, and I'm going to use that to create the wound around my face, building it up with tissue paper. I got this really cheap off like eBay because there's not a lot of like places around me that I can get stuff like this, so I just got it off eBay and I think it was like £5 for like, well, you can see how much. So I'm just going to pour it onto a plate. Here we are. Then the next thing that you are going to need is just a couple sheets of tissue paper, and I'm just going to like rip them, well, not rip them, but just pull the plies apart so it's like really thin, and then I'm going to build up like a couple layers to create the wound using latex, and I'm just going to apply it with a sponge. So I've just got my sponge and I'm just going to start putting the latex around. I am going to try and avoid my eyebrows because I don't know about you, but my eyebrows at the moment are really important to me. So okay, so as you can see, I've started like creating my wound just around my face there, and now that I've done my first layer, I want to go on and start creating my second layer. One thing I did forget to say before I started doing this was please, if you've never used liquid latex before or come into contact with latex before, please make sure that you're not allergic to it, because this stuff, you can have a really nasty allergic reaction to it, and I don't want people slavering all over their faces and then just coming out in the most awful rash. So please make sure that you're not really allergic to it, and also make sure you're really careful not to get this stuff in your eyes. If you're not feeling confident, then don't do your wound around your eye. You can do this wound anywhere on your face, but I just wanted to say that in case anyone put it on their face and then had a really bad reaction. So I'm just going to carry on with the second layer, and I'm going to try and stay away from this area now and just do it more on the inside so that the skin I rip away is going to be thicker, and also, oh, unfocused, and then also I'm going to just kind of pat some latex around the edges just to seal it all in. Okay guys, now that I've done the big wound on my face, I'm actually going to just create a couple of smaller ones like here in this area, and I'm just going to do that by taking like one layer of tissue paper and latex and just dotting that around. Just because I reckon if you were a decaying zombie, you'd have more than one big wound. So again, it's just literally one ply. I'm just going to rip off tiny bits like that, stick them on with the latex and just place them randomly. Okay, so everything's dry as you can see, and I'm just gonna start like peeling. Oh god, it's difficult today. I'm just gonna start peeling away. It doesn't hurt, it looks like it would be really painful. Yuck, my eye, it's gross. But it doesn't hurt. And just rip until it looks, obviously don't rip it right off, but rip until it looks how you want it to look. Just tear at it a little bit, get some like disgusting flappy bits on the go. Like that. Ugh. Okay, I'm just gonna grab some tweezers and try and like rip the middle of these a bit. Just got like Snazaroo face paints just because they're water based, they wash off really easily, they're not going to stain your face. And then also I have got the Snazaroo gel blood as well, just because I think they're cheap, affordable, and you don't have to spend the earth on your Halloween costumes. So I'm just going to use like a bag of sponges that I have already. And I have already used these sponges to do makeup, as you can see, but I think they're really great for like face paint makeup and things. So I'm just going to use my usual foundation, which is just a matte one today, and I'm going to just use the sponge to blend in as much as I possibly can colour wise. So I'm just going to be taking this brown colour and using it all around the outside of the wounds, simply because I want them to look like the skin is dying all around the outside. So I'm just going to take a sponge and just start sponging it all around the edges there. Just using a wipe here to clean up the middle, and then I'm just gonna go over the brown outside just to like dampen it down a little bit, using my foundation again. Not a lot, just a little bit. A bit of green into the mix because zombies look like they're rotting and gross, so I'm just going to take another sponge, like a little round one. I think the little round ones are great for makeup. And just, again, wet the end and just use this dark green from Snazaroo. And just really lightly, see, I don't want the sponge too wet. Really lightly start popping that on around the outside of the wound, and then like really lightly around the rest of my skin. Then going with my foundation sponge, just with nothing on it, and just dull all that down again. Just kind of like rub it. so that it blends in like a little bit more, so the skin looks as gross as it can be. And then I'm just going to start putting foundation just all over my face, so quite a lot on the sponge, and I'm just going to rub it on the back of my hand and just put that all over my skin really thickly. Start adding in some dark contours now, so on this side just using whatever's left over on my green sponge and then going back over with my foundation sponge. Now that I've got most of the base done, like of my gross creepy looking skin, I'm just gonna break into my 120 palette. The simple reason I'm gonna use this is because it has loads of different colours in it and I don't care if they get ruined because they're so cheap. So I'm just gonna take a makeup blending brush and dip it a little bit into like a black colour and start popping that around the eye just to make it look sunken in. I'm also going to take a little bit of the black and strengthen up that contour. I'm just going to use an eyeliner and just start to hollow out my nose a bit. So now that I've kind of done that, I'm going to go back to the wound. So I'm just going to use the other side of the brown sponge and I'm going to take this red and I'm just going to put it all inside of here, all inside here and just a little bit in there. So I'll be using a combination of sponges and brushes. But next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my 120 palette and take the black again using the fluffy brush and I'm just going to go all around the inside just to darken up the edges. And I'm also going to put it on the underside of my wound as well. Make myself a bit juicy looking, so I'm just gonna put some on the end of a brush here and I'm just gonna start working that in the wound. bit juicy looking, you know? Gross it up. And then I don't think I'd be a zombie if I didn't have like blood smeared all over myself. So I'm just gonna get in there with the hands, you know? Just smear it all around. Not loads, but just enough. And then maybe make this look like a horrible wound and just let that drip down on its own sort of thing throughout the night. Shake my head a little bit. Maybe another one here. That's a good one. Bit more blood around my mouth, I think. I'm not doing very well on the eating front. Starving to death here. Oh yeah. I look like I've been eating more people. Well, I've kind of been dreading this bit because it's so disgusting and it tastes horrible, but this is the last thing. And again, well actually, it's just like a special effects makeup thing, and it's called Blackout, and it's for your teeth. Because obviously mine looked alright, so I'm just gonna, it tastes so disgusting, but I'm just gonna, oh man, that tastes gross! This is basically going to be my Halloween costume this year. Oh, the last thing I'm going to do is just obviously smush up my hair, because I wouldn't have nice hair if I was a zombie. That looks too styled. So that, guys, is how I am going out dressed for Halloween. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Have a safe, fun Halloween, and until next time.